Welcome, everyone. Today is July 1st. It is so hard to believe that it is upon us already. I always think when I was in school, and for years I thought 1/3 of the summer is done. But here we are, and we are beyond excited to have with us Dr. Lori Langford. I'm going to have her share a little bit, if you don't mind, Dr. Lori, later, about how many years you've had, like, I'm going to say a clinic or whatever you call your office that you've had, and maybe you're still seeing patients and customers and clients.
Okay.
But she is going to bring to us a wealth of knowledge, and I can't wait to book her for later this fall because she, to me, is a thyroid beyond expert as well. So, this is a new topic, at least for me, so I'm excited. Here's our July special with 125 PB. By the 15th, you can get a deep blue 5 mil, and we've never had it before. The gingham bag, it's waterproof, so you can put your oils in there, and if for whatever reason something happens to them, or if they do leak or whatever, it is waterproof, which is great. And then there's the limited time offers as well. The Endless Summer Collection, the Shinrin Yuku Collection, and the Sun Travel as well. So there is a lot out there and available. Summer is just kind of starting, so make sure you get your sunscreen and after sun as well. There's great specials. And we went through our first bar of Shinrin Bath Bar, and it is incredible, guys. And as far as the hair and body mist, the Endless Summer new product is yummy and beautiful as could be. So make sure. Tomorrow night, if you're local, we have Dr. Lynn who's on the call tonight. We're doing a unplugged here at our house. So feel free to join us or drive over wherever you're from. And then next Wednesday is Dr. Tina Wong, a pediatrician and Presidential Diamond, teaching on enhancing intimacy with essential oils. So invite your spouse. What a nice class to attend together. And then Lauren Bush on the 15th, another new one for her on this one, Mom Life Must-Haves. And then our monthly return to nature forest bathing, local here at our home on July 31st, or 21st, excuse me. And then Dr. Shane is going to be speaking on the parasite conversation we need to have. And the 29th, a new speaker, Angela, she's got a lot of certifications, daily energy routine with essential oils. So I'm very excited. I did see that in San Antonio, Texas this summer, and or I should say spring, and it was incredible. This is a Master's Club class, which means if you have somebody that's going to enroll, um, please reach out. There's probably whoever invited you tonight or your upline may have a Master's Club code as well, but if you need one, please reach out. We get no credit for it, but the big thing is that whoever you're enrolling is going to get some. And I'm going to stop sharing, and Dr. Lori's going to check about loading her PowerPoint. And if not, I can help her out because I have it here ready to go.
Is it showing?
Not yet. If you click on the red share and then bring up your PowerPoint.
All right, I've got my PowerPoint up. I hit red share. All right, here it says it's loading.
Good.
You know what? I don't know if it's loading to this page though, Sandy. You want to just pull it up?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
And that means you have to run the slides for me,
Yep.
right?
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely. So there we are, Dr. Loy. Share with the group a little bit of those that are new, a little bit about yourself.
Well, the reason I got into being interested in natural medicine is at a very young age, my mom was sick a lot and they didn't know what was wrong with her. She got diagnosed with lupus. I was only about 17. In my late teens, early 20s, my brother was in and out of hospitals, diagnosed with different mental illnesses. And I was just perplexed, like, why aren't the doctors helping? Is this all we have? And so it sent me on a quest, quite the quest from an early age of trying to study what else might work besides traditional medicine. And I think I was about 24 when I started working for some chiropractors in Alaska. So that's how it officially started, being around supplements, nutritional therapy, muscle testing, emotional work. I just started getting massive amount of training. I'm 64 right now, so that's literally 40 years in a clinic experience. So I've worked for doctors, I've had my own clinics, I've lived off and on in Alaska for 25 years. I don't have an office in our little town right now, but people still make appointments and come and see me in the house or do online stuff. Kind of limited to appointments right now because if you know me, I take care of my mom full time after a stroke in 2020. I have a son named Trey, and I got custody of four of my six grandkids. So that doesn't leave me a lot of time to see a lot of new clients. But yes, I'm still active studying, taking classes. That's the short version.
And she's busy teaching all the time.
All right, should we start here?
Absolutely. I'm going to pin you so that you're there.
Yeah, and then I need to be able to see my slides. So,
Is everyone seeing her slides? Yes? Okay, thank you.
all right, there we go. So, people know the basics about hydration. So, I'm coming at you from a couple different angles on this one. I'm going to cover some of the basics. Pretty much all of us know we need to be drinking water, drinking good water. Most of us, like Sandy are saying, are underhydrated. Like pretty much every person that I see, as well as a client, they'll say, I'm not a good hydrator. Occasionally, I see people that drink a ton of water, but they know nothing about electrolytes and salts and different things. So, we're going to cover in this water, the most important nutrient, minerals matter. We're going to cover some stuff from the fetus and also talk about towards your last breath. We're going to talk about hydration hijackers, hydration helpers. And then the last 3, 4 slides, I have about how we're winning with doTERRA. We're winning in achieving our health goals and maintaining our health and regaining our health. Right. Yep, here's Mama right here. Mama Helen's right here with me. Okay, so the first slide, go ahead and go to the next one there. This one here on my end moves all around and does some really cool stuff. I don't know, is it doing it that on your end, Sandy?
It says the biochemistry of life right now.
All right. So on my slide presentation, these spin around and do all kinds of cool things. So if that's not working, just go ahead and go on to the next slide. So basically, carbon, water, and minerals are the 3 things that we need for life. The absolute bare minimum, 3 things. Carbon serves as the backbone of all organic molecules. Its atomic structure allows it to bond with up to 4 other atoms at once, forming the complex chains and rings that make up DNA, proteins, and sugars. Water acts as a universal solvent. It provides the liquid environment required for organic molecules to mix, interact, and carry out the metabolic chemical reactions of life. Minerals, however, provide crucial trace elements like phosphorus, calcium, iron. They are used to build structural components like bones, regulate body processes, and create active sites for enzymes. So the next slide should be of the earth. I want to keep this up for just a minute because I have something I wanted to read to you about the earth. What's the number one element on earth? 30% of the earth's crust composition is iron. During the Second World War in 1941, we started adding iron filings to our food here in the United States. There's a book that's quite shocking. It's called Iron, the Most Toxic Metal. Basically, we have a 120-day red blood cell cycle. 200 billion need replaced every 24 hours. That's 2.5 million a second. Are our bodies amazing or what? So we hardly ever talk about copper. Copper is the general. Iron is the foot soldier. So we all know what a general does and we know what the foot soldier does. In human breast milk, there is a minuscule amount of iron, yet there's 40 times more iron in baby formula. And no one stops to think what that might be doing to our children. Mostly retinol is in breast milk. There's no vitamin D. There's ceruloplasmin protein, lactoferrin enzyme, colostrum is rich in lactoferrin. Pathogens feed on toxic metals. That's why parasites and bugs and candida, we have so much toxic metals in our body nowadays that that's why we want to know about metal cleansing on the heavy metals. Studied, there was a study of 150,000 live births to see which hemoglobin levels in the women produce the healthiest babies according to what's called the APGAR scores at birth for the infant. Hemoglobin of 8.5 to 9.5 produce the best scores for the babies. 12.5 to 13.5 is where a woman's blood should be before week 21 while they're pregnant. And then it drops to 8 or 9 about week 21 as the blood volume increases. What do they give pregnant moms? Mostly toxic iron, iron filings, not things to make new blood, toxic iron. So vitamin A, also known as retinol, is needed for us to utilize vitamin D and also for the ceruloplasmin to use the iron properly. Most anemia is actually toxic iron in storage, which they don't measure. Go ahead and go to the next one. All right, living water. All of us, instantly we can think of waterfalls in Hawaii and rafting our river out here out front, fishing on a pond, just water, walking on the ocean. We know it's alive. We know it's invigorating. We love it. And when I was a kid, we didn't go to the store and buy bottled water. Look at the waters now. You go in, you're like, wow, which one's really best? And you study and you read and you look. There's one problem. Almost all of them are in plastic. So next slide will show you plastic. And microplastics have been found, and smaller microplastics are found throughout the human body now. The blood, the brain, heart, lungs, artery, plaque in the artery, liver, even in the placenta, even in sperm counts. So go ahead and keep this here for just a second while I talk about plastics. Did you know that plastics are now considered to be the #1 pollutant in the human body? You can detox with infrared saunas. I'm going to talk about fiber and okra and fenugreek later. Um, Minerals are metals. People don't realize that all of our minerals are metals. Microplastics attracted to fatty tissue. Probiotics remove some of these plastics, so sauerkraut, certain kinds of olives. The brain accumulates 7 to 30 times more microplastics. People with dementia have higher amounts. There's now 7 grams of plastics in the brain of an average person upon death. That's enough to make a disposable spoon. So deep sleep helps you detox microplastics from the brain. Sulfur, like garlic, onions, broccoli sprouts, things like milk thistle. There's more plastics in your body, the more prone you are to heart attack and stroke. So it's found in the stool of every participant in a certain study that they had. First in line of defense is our gut lining. So things that can help are collagen, bone broth, glutamine, colostrum, avoid polysorbates that cause you to absorb plastic, reduce stress, no excessive exercise, uh, watch your food, non-inflammatory food. Microplastics actually bind to biosalts. So things that can help are chia seed, flax, chicory root, okra, and berries and cherries. Ozempic may cause you to absorb more plastics on one of the studies I've read. Hydration helps remove of toxins, moving fluid throughout the liver. The lymphatic system helps flush with the hydration. Move your body. And we'll talk about some glutathione support and other things that we can do. Okay, that's good. Next one. So here are some tips on the microplastics right at the top. Use a water filter. Eliminate plastic cutting boards. Avoid dishwasher pods. Switch to biodegradable coffee filters. Use sea salt from the ancient seabed. Choose natural tea bags without plastics. Avoid plastic baby bottles. Use a stainless steel water bottle. Use plastic-free sponges. Avoid canned food and liquids. Use bamboo toothbrushes. We even buy bamboo toilet paper at our house because toilet paper is so toxic. Avoid Teflon. Use glass Tupperware. Avoid plastic dental floss. Use 100% organic cotton tampons. So this is a list of a few things, Sandy, right away that some people listening might not have any idea on. So when using essential oils, it's important to let people know, do not put them in a plastic container. You don't want the oils breaking down and degrading any of the plastic so that they're drinking more. Leaching of harmful chemicals. Plastics carry harmful chemical additives and can absorb heavy metals, minerals like the lead or mercury from your environment. Once inside the body, these accumulated toxins can leach out and disrupt your endocrine and metabolic systems, interfering with how your body processes vital minerals and hormones. And research shows that probiotics help remove plastics from the human body. And in doTERRA, we have awesome probiotic items. So bone mineral interference, early laboratory research suggests that microplastic particles can travel deep into the body and penetrate bone marrow. They may interfere with stem cells and accelerate bone deterioration, resulting in weaker bone structures. And fiber removes toxins, even plastics. So again, there's studies on okra and fenugreek water, gelatinous things like the chia seed. doTERRA has excellent fiber. On fiber, it's actually good too if you can take it like even between meals, so it's not binding with some of your other nutrients. You want to just kind of use it like a broom. The physical accumulation of plastics in the gut can irritate the digestive lining and cause inflammation, which impairs your body's ability to properly absorb essential minerals like iron and calcium from your food. Many people spend most of their lives chronically dehydrated, which stresses the body, mind, and spirit. Yes, dehydration can contribute to an earlier death. Research links chronic underhydration to faster biological aging, a higher risk of developing chronic diseases like heart failure and dementia, 21% increased risk of premature mortality. And one of the many amazing benefits of bergamot essential oil, if you haven't seen this from Dr. Scott Johnson, may reduce brain damage from toxic metals. Suggests that bergamot essential oil might be useful in preventing or reducing the brain damage caused by heavy metals, including oxidative stress, which plays a significant role in neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's, particularly cadmium. And bergamot, this is just a little graphic I pulled off the internet. If people are brand new listening, they don't realize that essential oils help so much with emotions, sadness, stress, addiction, appetite loss, muscle cramps, self-confidence and self-worth, fungus issues, odor and surface cleansing, oil of self-acceptance and confidence. Good for helping to alleviate despair, self-judgment, unlovable, comparing, stress, discouraged, hopeless, unworthy, impatient. So move towards self-acceptance, bright self-awareness, confidence, patience, resilience, lovable, valuable, grounded, self-respect, and committed. Multiple benefits. It is a photosensitive oil. If you have it on your fingertips and you touch yourself on the body, you're going to get one heck of a burn. So make sure you teach people about the photosensitivity of some of the oils. Just put the bottle right on your feet, diffuse it. It's a great one to diffuse with just high emotions and any kind of anger or chaos in the house. It's spectacular adrenal support. Other oils for adrenals are basil, adaptive, geranium, black spruce, the forest bathing oil, lavender, and many more. Yes, chronic stress forces your body into fight or flight mode, causing you to burn through or excrete essential minerals much faster. This is largely driven by the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, and a reduction in nutrient absorption. Shinrin Yoku, like Sandy was just talking about, the forest bathing. So this just tells you all the different things that are in there: geranium and cardamom, hinoki, lavender, grapefruit, cypress, Siberian fir, magnolia, patchouli, lemon petitgrain. And this is one that you can research and find little videos how just diffusing it at night and putting it on at night lowers your cortisol. You want your cortisol going down at night and while you're sleeping and in the middle of the night. Lavender is great. Lavender is very available. Shinrin Yoku, though, is just amazing on the research they have on it. The next slide just shows another way, of course. I hope you live somewhere where you can do some forest bathing. Nature is good medicine. I just adore what you guys are doing, Sandy. I'd be right out there with you. Luckily, we live in a forest where we're at. It's kind of a dry forest, but we have wild creatures around us every day. It's just amazing to wake up where we live right here in Idaho above Boise in the mountains. So number one, magnesium. Why does it drop? Magnesium is essential for relaxing muscles and regulating your nervous system. Stress causes the body to quickly mobilize and excrete magnesium, making it one of the first minerals lost during tense periods. Next. And potassium is what people don't think about. It's actually what resets the cell after it fires. Every nerve signal, every muscle contraction, every autonomic output. The cell fires using sodium rushing in, and then potassium is what pulls the cell back to its resting electrical state. Without enough potassium to complete that reset, the nervous system cannot fully quiet down. It stays in a low grade activated state. The bladder keeps signaling, the heart keeps compensating. The body cannot downshift because the electrical reset is incomplete. Hydration is critical for a developing fetus as it regulates amniotic fluid, transports essential nutrients and oxygen, supports vital organ and tissue formation, prevents pregnancy complications like preterm labor and maternal urinary tract infections. Maintaining adequate fluid intake directly affects several core areas of fetal development and maternal safety. I just thought this was a beautiful little graphic here. A lot of people don't know that in major studies, corn syrup that's found in baby formulas, not even talking about all the other stuff that's in baby formulas, can create a massive cognitive problems, including autism, ADHD, low IQs, and reduction of brain size by 1/3. So not to make anyone feel guilty about formula, but we can certainly learn more ways to have a healthy formula. Sodas and junk food, most people are aware that soda people drink multiple sodas on a daily basis. This could be what causes low potassium levels, and especially in the younger people. Drinking large amounts of soda and other sugary drinks can also deplete potassium in two ways. The first is the sugary sodas themselves cause you to lose potassium. The second is the empty calories fill you up and don't leave room for nutrient dense foods that do contain magnesium and potassium. Dehydration forces your heart to work significantly harder. As your body loses fluid, total blood volume drops, causing blood pressure to fall and thicken. To compensate and maintain circulation, your heart rate increases. This strain can lead to palpitations, dizziness, electrolyte imbalance that disrupt normal heart rhythms. I just think how many people, Sandy, are in and out of the emergency room for tachycardia and all kinds of things and have no idea of what's going on there. Alcohol consumption irritates the digestive tract. It impairs the assimilation of zinc, selenium, magnesium, iron. It also has a dehydration effect that flushes electrolytes, not to mention a whole hangover the next day. Gut health and mineral bioavailability, microbiome. So good fats support a healthy microbiome, which help break down dietary fiber, produces the short chain fatty acids. So it helps with the colonic pH, passive uptake of essential minerals like magnesium and iron, and it helps with the membrane integrity. So we want that lining of the intestine to be really strong so that we're not getting food and food particles right into the bloodstream. Regulates exactly which nutrients and minerals are allowed into the cells. Isn't that amazing? So essential fatty acids, this is just a slide about the omega-3s, ALA, EPA, DHA. We need that to use our vitamin D. You have to have essential fatty acids in your system to use most of your minerals and to get them into the muscle for like cramping and for your ligaments and ligament strength. And thank goodness I have some slides in here coming up of doTERRA. Look up Xe Omega in doTERRA online for the PDF, and you'll be blown away at the quality of the fish oil that we have. A lot of people, you guys, are buying fish oil at the drugstore, at Costco, or whatever, and it's rancid. They should not be taking it at all. So Mito 2 Max, caffeinated beverages, coffee, energy drinks, sodas interfere with absorption of iron and calcium. Caffeine also acts as a mild diuretic, increasing the excretion of magnesium, potassium, and sodium. So this is Mito 2 Max over on the left. And if you've been around me at all, you know I talk about this product a lot. The L-carnitine, alpha lipoic acid, coenzyme 10, all different kinds of things that help our mitochondria, help us with energy. So many books written out even about mitochondria being at the root of most problems with all the diseases that we have. And Morley Robbins, a man that I study with, talks again about the copper and the iron, which people don't really talk about. So I think we've got some more information coming up on that too. So this is just the Xe Omega, tested for impurities, impeccable sourcing, contains essential oil of wild orange. Search for doTERRA Xe Omega, the PDF. I love this. Live life with more ease and flow. Great for the heart and circulatory, joint function, immune function, the brain, healthy skin, protection and support. Again, endurance, living with ease and joy, acceptance, able to digest experiences, and solutions orientated. And these are just some oils for the brain. If you can't read those, one is sandalwood, lessens tension, promotes emotional well-being. Frankincense crosses the blood-brain barrier, provides anti-aging support. Thyme provides brain protective antioxidants. Petitgrain calms and soothes the brain. Bottom one, rosemary, famous for cognitive performance and mental fatigue. So dehydration causes brain shrinkage. As you lose fluids, the brain actually contracts. This pulls on surrounding membranes, causing painful headaches and dizziness. Magnesium spray, if you have these kind of headaches, just get some magnesium spray on your neck and your temples. I had migraines for 15 years. Once I got on the right magnesium, that went away. I'm sure dehydration had a lot to do with it as well. Cognitive impairment, even mild fluid loss, just 1 to 2% of your body mass severely impacts memory, focus, and decision making. Exhaustion and mood changes. Dehydration offers neurotransmitter production like dopamine and serotonin, resulting in anxiety, tension, and extreme mental fatigue. This is just some diffuser blends for the brain, and it's by Danielle. Danielle, she's, I think, a psychologist. I don't think she's a psychiatrist, but she's a mental health person, has written books and speaks. So you could just look up diffuser blends for the brain. Memory Magic, Cool Kids Blend, SOS Blend. We love to diffuse at night. Ylang Ylang peppermint, sandalwood, lime, things like that. I have one called Cotton Candy I diffuse for Aria that has vanilla in there with the Ylang Ylang in different oils. Go ahead and go to the next one, Sandy. People can look that one up pretty easy. This one here is just a beautiful graphic, and I have on here for educational entertainment purposes only. Please consult your medical doctor for diagnosis and treatment. The reason I say that is look at all these things on here for Rose. Poison ivy and oak. I bet people didn't know about that one. That might come in handy. Seizures, impotence, ulcers, aging, wrinkles, thrush, sprains, nervous tension. And then the next slide, I think, is of my mama. That's my mama, and I know some of you guys know her story. I just wanted to talk about rose oil. I sincerely don't even know if she'd still be with us if it wasn't for the rose oil. Mid-January 2020, she had what's called a catastrophic stroke. She was in her house for 3 days before we even knew she'd had a stroke. And she's sitting right here with me today. When I arrived at the hospital, they told me she's dying right now. Do you want to be in here? I asked if I could put oils on her, and they told me no, and then she went unconscious. After they left the room, I thought, well, if they think she's dying, why do they care if I put oils on her? So I had brought a rose roller just because she loves flowers so much. I put frankincense on her, arbavita. I put them on her big toe because there's some brain reflexes there. And she came to. Yeah, she came to, and we started crying, didn't we? Well, she was so badly damaged and paralyzed that when they put her into the hospital, they put her on liquid IVs and no food, just going to let her die. She laid in her hospital bed. She started getting out of her bed, digging in the garbage and digging and trying to find food and water. They had to put an alarm on her bed. It said trickster on her door or on the outside. They finally gave her a feeding tube and still told me that she was going to choke on ice, choke on her own saliva, get pneumonia. So I started using the rose roller bottle on my hands, rubbing her face, rubbing her throat. And mind you, this was during COVID, so it took me a long time to get her back in, to get the feeding tube removed. It took me weeks to get her an appointment, but by, let's see, the feeding tube, about the third week of January, by June, we had you off the feeding tube. And when I went in there, all they did, you guys, is just yank that feeding tube right out of her belly. I was like, dang, I could have done that at home. Well, we waited for weeks for that appointment. So she is a big eater, this little miracle mama. And the rose oil, very easy to find how good it is for the brain. Just smelling the rose. She looks younger right now at 82 than she did before her stroke. So we have that rose oil roller bottles all over the house, don't we? Yes. Mama. Yes, Mama, you did so good. So castor oil pack the back of your neck and brainstem. Drink doTERRA mineral product, the VMZ, for hydration and mineral vitamin support. Accelerated brain aging, chronic long-term dehydration disrupts the brain's cleansing system. So if you castor oil pack that back of the neck and even the thyroid area, you could castor oil pack the armpits, the liver, anything to get that lymph moving. Vascular strain, poor hydration reduces flow to the brain, which can trigger inflammation, leave brain cells more susceptible. Go ahead and go to the next slide. I just want to also add, Sandy, don't watch the bad news. Don't listen to bad stuff. Don't scroll on your phone. When you're doing a castor oil pack, you're trying to cleanse and help and restore your body. We don't need that doomsday scrolling. There's plenty of that out there. So deep sleep is a healer. Thank goodness we have so many things for sleeping. Use essential oils for deep sleep, cortisol control, relaxation, and more. And a lot of people don't know that hydration is critical for serotonin production. Water is required to transport the amino acid tryptophan across the blood-brain barrier. Once in the brain, tryptophan is converted into serotonin, the neurotransmitter responsible for stabilizing mood, promoting happiness, and regulating sleep. And of course, we've learned, all of us, that serotonin has a lot to do with our stomach and our gut. We take these at night. Even my little granddaughter Aria, we take Serenity gel caps. All kinds of great things in there for restful sleep. Copaiba or copaiba in a gel cap supports just cleansing, gentle cleansing, circulatory system. Our son Trey just had a magnificent results with copaiba in his ability to read and comprehend. He has had a terrible time trying to read. He couldn't pass hardly any test after he read. And within a very short time, I'm talking a couple of weeks, he has been reading literally mostly 5 to 6 books every week. We have hundreds of books that he's read. The adaptive gel caps, I just can't say enough about them. We like to take those at night. Aria has been diagnosed with ADHD. She was on quite a lot of medication before she came into my home over 3 years ago. And since on her own, she takes these three and then turmeric, which we'll go over. She barely has any impulse control trouble right now. I mean, it's just shocking, and we're thrilled because we worry about her. She would jump out of an airplane without a parachute kind of kid. So 10 reasons to use the turmeric. You guys, people are going and they're buying this in supplements online, at the store, whatever, and some of it can be metal poisoned. So again, doTERRA, test theirs. And then people worry about adding black pepper and does it have black pepper in it? So combining the turmeric powder, the nutrition, and the essential oil of turmeric causes it to be 11 times more absorbable. So we know a lot of different things that the turmeric does. Healthy glucose and lipid, nervous system, cellular function, fight free radicals. You guys, I can hear you in here. So hair loss. There's so much about hair loss. And the medical medium talks about hair loss comes from weak adrenals. You have to keep them out of here, Toby, honey. And why would the adrenals be related to hair loss? Because when your adrenals are stressed, you burn through your B vitamins like jet fuel, which is very good for the hair. Your minerals are trashed, the magnesium, like we're talking about. It's a red flag of mineral dysregulation, internal stress, and energy imbalance. Morley Robbins teaches you don't lose your hair because your scalp hates you. You lose hair because your cells can't make energy, and that starts with missing minerals. On the top left, take a little roller bottle, add some rosemary for the follicles, peppermint for circulation, lavender for calming, cedarwood to stimulate hair growth. Add a little bit of jojoba oil and just roll that around your hairline and then massage into your scalp. Quite a few recipes, isn't there, Sandy, on just things we can do to help our scalp and our hair. So the sodium potassium pump is your body's original battery charger. Without it, your nerves don't fire, your muscles can't contract, and your brain dims out. So Sandy, this is why I was talking about even a lot of hydrators drink a lot of water. And then they'll add salt and stuff, but they're still way out of potassium. I think I have a slide in here, 98% of people in the United States are low on potassium. Other studies have found that people with chronically low potassium levels were finally able to maintain their potassium levels only after their magnesium was replaced. So they don't check your magnesium on a blood test unless you ask for a special one. It's an RBC test and they'll check your mineral storage. So I get my mineral storage tested. My medical doctor is always trying to put me on vitamin D. You should not take vitamin D if some of your other minerals are low. And we need that retinol. I take every day, I try to take every day, you guys, a little bit of cod liver oil for the retinol that's in there and to help me use my vitamin D and minerals. So the FDA uses 4,700 milligrams as a standard daily value on food labels. Up to 98% of Americans fail to meet the daily standard. So again, we've covered that potassium acts as a natural muscle relaxant, supports stable nerve signaling, help you transition into deeper sleep and reducing nighttime awakenings. Research suggested increasing it particularly for foods eaten at dinner, is significantly associated with improved quality sleep. And Sandy, go ahead. One of the things I do is I drink an adrenal cocktail, which I'll give you a couple recipes here in a minute. So your potassium drops because it's maintaining the fluid balance and nerve transmission. Stress hormones interact with aldosterone, a hormone regulating fluid and salt. So when you hear about the sodium potassium pump with adrenals, this is what it's talking about. To cause a urinary excretion of potassium leads up to drop in total levels. And mast cell stability and histamine release. This is a big key that people hardly know anything about. Potassium plays a crucial role in regulating immune responses. When cellular potassium balance is disrupted, mast cells, the cells that store and release histamine, can become hyperreactive and release significantly more histamine. Conversely, potassium salts are used in a clinical eye drops as mast cell stabilizers to prevent histamine release. This just shows you some coconuts. At the store, you can buy these little coconuts, and then they already have the little straw in there on the coconut, and then you just have to poke it and get that in there. That's the best way to drink your coconut water. There's different brands. Coconut water is highly nutritious and cleansing, one of the highest sources of electrolytes known. It's a natural isotonic beverage with the same level of electrolyte balance that we have in our blood. In our body plasma, it's what makes up 55% of human blood. Coconut water is identical to human plasma. They have even used it as a, for IVs. Now, go ahead and go to the next slide. A lot of your sports people, though, that are heavy into sports, they'll say you still have to add a little bit of salt and a little bit more potassium when you're in extreme sports. And also, of course, people should check with their doctor if they've got kidney issues and stuff on the whole potassium thing. But here's some recipes, Sandy, on adrenal cocktail. Basically, I'll just do fresh squeezed orange juice because the vitamin C is so helpful with using minerals. I'll fresh squeeze some orange juice or grapefruit. I'll put a little bit of cream of tartar in there usually, which is potassium. Sometimes I'll squeeze some lemon. I'll add coconut water. Coconut cream comes in a can, but it also comes in a jar. Sometimes I add coconut cream. And then I mix this all up, and Sandy, I put the collagen from doTERRA in there. And I mix that up. It makes it more like kind of like a dreamsicle, because I'm not one that loves the taste of the doTERRA collagen. So this is a trick that I have. And what you can do is you can sip on these all day. Some people might be a little bit worried about the orange juice and the sugar that's in there, the glucose, but remember, if you're dying and you're severely dehydrated and you're in the hospital, what do they give you? Sugar water. That's the fastest hydrator. This is just, again, the standard recipe. You could use coconut water. You could use orange juice. You could use a real vitamin C supplement, fresh squeezed oranges. You could use watermelon juice. You could do a pinch of the salt, and we're going to cover the salts here. And then again, the magnesium powder or collagen. And you can look some of these up online too. So if you're not using the Advantage, the benefits are just so worth trying it. Lean muscle and connective tissue. NADH, additional ingredients that help maintain. Also, Sandy, this one, as you know, helps you make your collagen in the body. And I think it has, if memory serves me right, I think it's like 9 different kinds of collagen. I think the next slide might show that on there. Oh, no, this must be later on in the slide. We actually have 6,145 distinct mineral species on Earth. If you look at this, everybody knows about metals now, because why? People are fighting over mineral rights and metal rights and the lithium in computers and the gold in computers and lithium batteries. So that's what people are thinking about with metals. All of our minerals are metals, even the magnesium, even calcium. You guys are all metals. Let's go to the next one. Let's take lithium. For lithium batteries, If you take lithium medication, it's very hard on your liver. The doctor has to monitor it. But I use a supplement where they take lithium salt in water and they grow sprouts. And then they grind the sprouts up and it has lithium in there. Very, very affordable. And this is, again, a healthy way from a toxic metal to a metal that your body can actually use. A lot of research now about Alzheimer's and even having people heal from the damage of alcoholism. So next one. We hear about Irish sea moss and we hear about 92 minerals. So I've always wondered, why do we only hear about 92 minerals when there's thousands? The 102 essential minerals that the human body needs to function is in Irish sea moss. So that's where this comes from, where people's base knowledge about minerals and trace minerals. And Himalayan pink salt, if you research how Himalayan pink salt is made and mined, you probably wouldn't use it. Almost all of it comes out of Pakistan. So the condition of the miners, the condition of the mine, they blast some of it, they have to rinse gunpowder and stuff off of some of it. Some of it tests for heavy metals. I will use Himalayan pink salt if I have to, but it's not one that I rely on heavily. Educate yourself on best salts to use. I used to use Baja Gold because it's higher in minerals over salt. But recently I found this on a lab report. It tests very high for lead. Look at that for lead. So go ahead and go to the next one. This is a great big page on all kinds of salts, but I cropped apart. These are the ones that are not high in lead and other minerals. Jacobson Salt Company, Maldon Sea Salt Flakes, Diamond Crystal, Saltwerk Hand Harvested Flaky Sea Salt. And doTERRA product called Recharge has the sea minerals and 4 different magnesiums. I use in my house mostly one from Premier Research Labs. So that's the skinny on salt. And again, the benefits of the Recharge. It's a little packet. You want to squish it up, make sure there's no crystals left in there. Optimal hydration, enhances the cellular hydration. 6 key electrolytes, the deep sea minerals. There's an extract that supports hydration with antioxidant properties. GMO-free, gluten-free, no artificial ingredients. Suitable for everyone. Easy to fit into the daily routine, and enjoy the all-time benefits of consistent hydration. So it has no sugar in there. So there again, if some people want to stay totally away from the sugar, keep in mind that sometimes we need a little bit of that sugar, the glucose, to hydrate. And if you wash just your produce in baking soda, I'm looking at these slides because some of them aren't like quite right how I finished them, Sandy, but that's okay. If you wash your fruits in just baking soda, it removes about 90% of pesticide residue. But add a few drops of the doTERRA lemon oil in your sink. Do it in a stainless steel bowl or a glass bowl. And most of us, we know lemon oil, you can get gum out of a kid's hair. You can get stickers off your floor. We know that it's really good for gummy stuff. So you will be shocked how much more dirt and residue is from washing your produce. This is a good way, you guys, not to be poisoned by plastics. A lot of plastics on our produce too. Go ahead, next. And dates, if you guys don't know, dates are loaded with minerals. If you want to sweeten something, throw some dates in a smoothie. See, I even let my kids chew on the dates. Date sugar, okay, so dates for minerals. Fennel. Fennel has a little bit of a sweet taste, and look what it's good for: nausea, gas, cramps and spasms, fluid retention, blood sugar, increase breast milk if you need to be doing that for nursing, cycle regulation, oil responsibility, self-awareness, and unwilling to own one's power, numb to body signals. Next one. So since antiquity, fennel has symbolized strength, courage, longevity. Ancient Greeks reportedly consumed it to maintain endurance. Roman soldiers believe it promoted fortitude in battle. Traditional herbal medicine, fennel seeds were used to ease digestion, balance hormones, support respiratory health. Next. So take a drop of fennel and a drop of wild orange and add it to your water, just even 8 ounces for hydration. And it helps a lot of people with just appetite control. So think of the emotional benefits. It inspires confidence, openness, calm strength, supports digestion, circulation, truth, and discernment. Reminds us that calm confidence arises from control, not from control, but from trust in ourselves, in the process and in the rhythm of life. I think I have another fennel slide here. Emotional and spiritual use. Diffuse it for courage and emotional balance. Use in meditation blends. Confidence, self-expression. Apply diluted oil to the wrist to reduce self-doubt and encourage composure. We use it for a lot of emotional regulation. It's endless the fun things you guys can make for bath things. 4 or 5 drops in a carrier oil, juniper berry, geranium, pre-diluted warm bath. You can add it to coconut milk, Epsom salts, uh, the magnesium chloride salts. You can, every time, if you are a bath taker, put those mineral salts in there because you're absorbing that through the skin. Sandy, I even had a bright idea. What if we took the chloride flakes, the magnesium chloride, and we squished some of the recharge on there? What if we mix the recharge in those minerals? And we could even add coconut oil or coconut, the butter, the coconut butter. Add that to the tub, then we would be absorbing those minerals. When you get the magnesium chloride, especially on your skin, you guys, it goes right into the bloodstream. You don't have to worry about trying to digest it in a supplement. So the aromatic use, of course, people underestimate that even for just getting into the respiratory system, the brain, but it goes into your whole body. And I find that most people, they absolutely do not know the significance of why you should be diffusing. If they did, they would be literally, you walk into every room of our house, we have a diffuser. Might not be going all at the same time, but we have them all over the house. And I'm sure a lot of you do as well. And this is a fennel tea, just a cup of water. You could use a cup of creamer, like the healthy creamer if you can have a favorite one. A couple drops of fennel, maybe a chamomile tea bag. And a sweetener that a lot of people don't think about also that has trace minerals in there is a little bit of real maple syrup, not the fake stuff, a little bit of maple syrup. And then this one here, this is very interesting. It's about your gut. And your gut is running the show, not your willpower. Nobody talks about this because it's not glamorous and it doesn't fit a quote graphic. Alcohol smashes your blood sugar around like a pinball machine. Spike, crash, for years. Your gut becomes a feral, hungry thing, constantly screaming for the next hit to stop the crash. I call that Lucifer, not a metaphor for the sake of it, an actual mechanism. Feed it real food and it settles. Keep feeding it sugar and ethanol and it stays feral forever. You'll call that feeling craving alcohol, when half the time it's just your blood sugar in free fall. Fix the food and a huge chunk of what felt like addiction quietly disappears. Go ahead and go to the next slide and I'll talk to my beloved Dr. Versendahl. He believed that all alcoholism was totally blood sugar regulation. He used chromium. All alcoholics, they might just be born with that. They're out of chromium, they're out of trace minerals. After you've been drinking for a while, you're out of your thiamine, you're out of your B vitamins, you're out of your minerals. It's linked to 7 different kinds of cancers, Alzheimer's, all kinds of stuff. So anything we can do to help people with an addiction, we're doing the world a favor. This one here, I tried to find a feral raccoon. Isn't he so darling? So the craving does not come from your mind, it comes from your gut. So this is from Ian Callahan, by the way, you guys, these last 2 slides. He talks about emotional observance. He calls the thing in your gut Lucifer. Picture a feral raccoon living in your insides. Feed it sugar and processed junk food, and it goes wild, tearing the bins apart, screaming at you for the next hit. Because of specific bacteria and yeast that thrive on sugar need you to keep eating sugar to survive. So it's not just alcohol, sugar cravings. They are not passive passengers. They send the order up. Feed Lucifer real food and it settles. The screaming stops. A calm raccoon is a quiet appetite. You can't out argue a feral raccoon. You can only stop feeding it what makes it feral. And this is just a graph about dysbiosis. Every single one of us has it to some degree. Every single person pretty much has taken some kind of antibiotic, had some kind of a bug, has had candida, and it goes throughout the whole system. It's systemic. It's not just inside the intestines. So thank goodness doTERRA has a lot too for us cleansing. We don't talk a lot about the GX Assist much more. That was a lot in the beginning when I first got into doTERRA, just taking like oregano and thyme and melaleuca and taking some stuff to tamp that down. Go ahead and go to the next one. And the MetaPower Assist. Sandy, I wish everybody knew about using this one. I really do. I had high A1C, and I 100% believe it's because of the stress I was under. Stress itself can give you high A1C. And I took the MetaPower. I did not take this assist for very long. And my A1C was normal in, like, I'm talking 30 days. My medical doctor could not believe it. Now, I'm not saying that will work for everybody. In my case, it worked beautifully. So think about this for anybody with sugar craving or that feral raccoon that we're talking about. And what you do is you take it, even if you just took 2 a day with your biggest meal, it's going to help you with the way you absorb your carbs and use your carbs. But one of the things I like is look at the emotional, sustained passion. Let's get rid of bitterness, unstable, impatient, scatterbrained, joyless, panic, discouragement, pessimistic, unenthusiastic, disappointed, ungrateful. Healthy weight support. Great, great, great product that I would wish that everybody would be on. This one, berberine, is in the assist. Research just berberine by itself. They call it nature's natural Ozempic. Blood sugar control, weight loss, anti-inflammatory, cardiovascular health. It actually can increasing the expression of tight junction proteins, which helps prevent undigested food and toxins from leaking into the bloodstream. Isn't that incredible? And again, the little tip worth $1,000,000 tonight, you guys, a little bit of cream of tartar. I do fresh squeezed orange juice. Again, I make a little adrenal cocktail. I try to make at least one a day, especially if after I get up and I've been up for a little bit, sipping a little bit before bedtime, so you're getting that potassium in there. And you don't have to worry so much, am I getting it in my food and so forth. My mom's blood pressure is high on the top a little bit, like 169. So today in some lemonade, I gave her a little bit of cream of tartar. It's especially good for the top number being high. So we're going to see how you do on that, aren't we? Yep, she says she's listening. Celery seed. Celery seed is a really great summer oil. Blood pressure, gas, urinary tract, kidney, bladder. Look at the emotional components. Balanced, committed, purified, realigned, reconciled, detoxifying. Go ahead and go to the next slide. This is my favorite smoothie. And you can take any kind of smoothie you want. I got this off of a doTERRA post. Couple drops of celery seed with a frozen banana, red apple, a little bit of water, frozen strawberries, frozen raspberries. You could put coconut milk in there, the coconut water. You could put a little bit of coconut oil. But that celery seed in there, you'll be shocked how good it tastes. Even the kids like it. Yeah, you like it too, huh? Your mom, yeah. And there again, this whole system, like what does this have to do with hydration? Okay, well, using that's going to help you hydrate, help you hang on to hydrate. It's going to nourish you. It's going to replace minerals. It's going to help you with cravings. Go ahead and go to the next one. This is just the recharge. This was a slide I was thinking about, Sandy. Look across the board at MetaPower. Magnesium, sodium, potassium, sugar-free, liposomes, the boaba extract, fresh ginseng, and the MetaPower blend, which is the essential oils. And look at it compared to Body Armor, Liquid IV, Powerade, LMT, Body Armor. So that's a pretty good graphic right there. And then grapefruit oil, I talk about this a lot. If you've heard me speak before, why wouldn't we want to take something that helps our liver make more glutathione? Glutathione is known as the mother of all antioxidants, the master antioxidant. So many chronic diseases are associated with decrease in glutathione levels. So by boosting glutathione levels, citrus oils can help the body neutralize toxins more effectively. And I don't know about all of you, maybe show of hands up there. Write a number 1 in comments if putting essential oils in your water causes you to drink more. That's $1 million tip there that we need to be sharing with everybody. Trey loves to drink the grapefruit oil in water. Next slide. And then this is just the supplemental facts again on magnesium and potassium, deep ocean minerals, concentrated coconut juice, baobab fruit extract, aerial cherry parts, the leaf, the stem, ginger root, cinnamon bark, all of that in the little recharge packets. Next. And then why use castor oil packs with dehydration? Because you want to get that lymph moving. We want to help the brain detoxify. We want to move the lymph out of the neck and out of the armpits and out of the liver. Move it. Move our bodies. Hydrate. Sweat, like the saunas. So digestive wellness, liver health, improves the blood flow, reduces liver congestion, supports the removal of waste, lymphatic support, reduces inflammation. This is just a beautiful slide. Maybe, I don't know if people can take a screenshot of that one. I didn't make that slide, I just found it online. But we have the most awesome castor oil with doTERRA. I just absolutely love it. Even just putting it in your belly button or putting some on, you're going to get some benefits. And but a lot of people don't realize. And then drink and hydrate. Drink your VMZ. Drink your recharge. Okay, move that lymph and put those minerals back in there. Next. And then the daily detox. We're so blessed to have this whole liver thing. Milk thistle, artichoke, black cumin seed, cumin oil, tangerine, ginger, cilantro. You guys, this is good for our adrenals, good for our kidneys, good for our bladder, good for the liver. In Alaska, when I have guys come in and they test for all kinds of chemicals on my Zyto machine, the oil that shows up all the time for them to just help the body process the chemicals is geranium, juniper berry for the kidneys. So we could put this in the castor oil pack and use it right on the body, and then take the Revitazen to nourish the liver and to support the body. And then the PB Restore, I kind of take this and I don't take it for a long time, and I take it, I don't take it. We really do need to stay on that one long term, especially after you start hearing about the plastics and everything. Support your skin health, respiratory, immune. Speaking of respiratory, look up potassium in the lungs, the massive amount of information on just potassium in the lungs. I was hoping maybe that would help mom even a little bit more with her COPD. She's on a little bit of oxygen, aren't you? All right, next. And the fiber, a lot of people aren't taking doTERRA's fiber. Also has the lemon essential oil, vitamin C, comes from natural whole food sources like apple, tapioca, and flaxseed. So on that fiber, you can take it anytime, but I've read if you want to take specifically a fiber supplement in addition to fiber that you have in your food, try to just kind of drink it and take it on its own. And the VMG and the Mega and the PB Restore, Trey orders this on his kit every month. He plays games online with some kids his age. He's got one boy that Basically, his family is extremely poor. I had a Costco check that was worth about $120. I told Trey, hey, we can spend some of this on you. He said, Mom, can I buy my friend a headset for playing games? And can I send him some VMG? Can I send him some doTERRA stuff? That's my wonderful son, Trey 20. Go ahead, next. All right, I think this might be the last slide, Sandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mama's like,
Mhm.
yay, yay, my girl can talk. So detoxification through lifestyle modification, optimize nutrition, and minimizing further exposure. So increase dietary fiber, consume antioxidants, cut sugar, flush with hydration and sweating, move your body, breathe, regulate emotions, stress less, more nature, wash produce, ditch the plastic, aluminum, glyphosate, seed oils, Teflon. Just keep working on it because there's so much now that we don't want to really be overwhelmed with it. Just keep checking it off the list. We're going to actually work, Sandy, on not even buying cottage cheese at the store because it's in plastic. That's our next goal. We're going to try to work to get rid of plastic as much as we can. And essential oils are your best friend. Help your liver produce glutathione. Consume your essential fatty acids. And thank God in doTERRA, we even have non-toxic body and laundry and home care products. doTERRA, you guys, is so far ahead of the curve on this. We really should just be booming in a whole new way to get this out to people. Prioritize that deep sleep. Bottom line, I hope this presentation convinces you that minerals matter.
All right.
Dr. Lou, if you want to look at some of the questions, if not, I can read them to you when I'm done. Those of you that haven't joined the Discovery Essential Facebook group, there it is, bit.ly/Discovery Essentials. It is case sensitive. And bit.ly/email list DE for Discover Essentials. Make sure you get on those lists as reminders. Some of you are graduating tonight, so please go to bit.ly/grad progress 2026. Again, it is case sensitive. And then go to the continuing ed and make sure you register for tonight's class. We want to make sure that every person on has that opportunity. So take a screenshot so you know what these are. Thank you so much. Here's a permanent library. There's a number of great education sessions out there. So share, find out some things that match the person you're talking to or family member and share that as well. One of the graduation gifts is a teachable course, the essential oil certification. If you've already received it, you can gift it. And then if not, pick any of these two. You have to fill out, I'm going to go back one, two, this continuing ed. And on here, if you graduate tonight, you're going to find that out first on Grad Progress. Then you're going to pick which two of these that you want and make sure you put that out there. And Kayla's putting all of that great information in the chat as well. So make sure you take advantage of that. There's three types of people that want to join doTERRA. Those people that want to live the lifestyle that we are. Living is healthy. Look at the things that Dr. Lori shared tonight about not just water and plastic. Look at the things that she said, a cottage cheese, and it goes on and on. I'm going to be making some changes after tonight. Three different ways to purchase retail, wholesale, and below. I want everybody on the call to do a wholesale. Just last night, I purchased a kit as well, so I got to get it below wholesale, which is always my goal. If you're looking to get started or looking just to purchase, look at your inventory. Make sure you go to bit.ly/enrollment kits US or click on that QR code right there. If you're joining tonight, you can pick out one of these three if it's at 150. And don't forget about the Master Club's code as well, so you can get some free oils. We want to thank you so much for joining us. If you've got questions or suggestions for the end of the year, please reach out by calling me or texting me or emailing me. We greatly appreciate it. I'm going to stop sharing. And Dr. Lori, if you could pick a number from 4 to 77.